Well, with my state being shut down and the holidays fast approaching, just a couple days, I think it makes sense to try to call up my buddy and get a hold of that money he owes me. Yeah, hi, Uncle Sam. Yeah, hi. Hey, no, I'm hanging in there. Hey, listen, $88,000 I paid you last year. Yeah, and I know this year's been a little less, sure. But overall, on average, I know Americans have given you just over $2,000 that they should be receiving. That's the mathematical equation. Why are you only sending us $600? Mm-hmm. Times are tight, yeah, huh? Coronavirus, yep, got it. 80% is going to special interests in private companies. All right, well, I'm hanging up. Don't call back when you need help. The next time the government is asking for help, I'm not going to answer the call. The next time that they say 15 days to slow the spread, not answering that. Not gonna accept it. Government lies to you. The government taxes you at something over 39%, or if your total income and potential, it's something like 40% of what is generated in production, not just in wealth, but in time, in an opportunity cost. It's something like 40 something percent taken from you annually by the government. And I've made this point before. We fought a revolution over something like 2% taxes. The king wanted 2%, and we fought a bloody revolution over that. We're now sitting, call it 30% if you want, but 35 as an average. I mean, shoot, if you're paying anything over 25% taxes, don't you think that's worth a war? Our founding fathers thought 2% was enough. So make that point. And now look at this. So you've seen Twitter's reaction if you're on Twitter. You've seen social media's reaction if you're on social media. If you're aware, people are not happy with the $600 that they're getting for stimulus. So we'll read through a couple of the comments, and then I'll just explain what you can't do with $600. It says Congress has been in talks of a second stimulus package for months now. We know that that's passed. And since it has passed, this is the downside is for the $600 for individuals, in addition to the $300 per week in supplemental federal unemployment insurance for an additional 10 weeks. So anyone that's unemployed, they're just sitting back collecting more money than they would if they were just regularly unemployed, which is a lot of people. Not a great percentage, but a ton of people. Under Donald Trump's presidency and under his leadership, we had the lowest unemployment ever. Now, it's right back up to where it's normally been averaging, and we're paying way more than we already have. But for the people that are working a job, or for the people that are earning a lot less than they typically would working a job, they don't qualify to earn more. So why is it that people that are unemployed are earning more than they normally would, which is already crazy that they would earn anything? Let's rephrase it. Why is it that unemployed people are collecting more money from the tax pool than the people that are paying into it? And not just per capita or dollar for dollar accumulated and spent in. I'm just saying per person, $600 in addition to your unemployment, in addition to your $300 extra per week in unemployment. I don't get that. If I work a normal job, I don't get the unemployment dollars plus $300 extra per week. If I work a normal job, I may make that much, but I'm doing all of the time in work. So anyways, Twitter did not react positively. This is a great meme saying, and this is, I think, from Arrested Development, saying, I mean, it's 9 months of food and rent and utilities, Michael. What could it cost? $600? And I think this is when she's saying it's a banana. What could it cost? $20? $50? I don't remember. Y'all said vote blue no matter who, and now we getting gift cards during the Pan's Labyrinth. The stimulus should be $8,000 for the 8 months we went without it. That's a good point. How many people are behind? We'll get to that in a minute. The average American's debt, way more than $600. Giving that person $600 now almost guarantees that a big bank just eats it in the next month. And the other 80% of the $900 billion that's in this stimulus, where do you think that's going? The next stimulus is going to be a Starbucks gift card for $20. That's true. That's a blue check saying that, by the way. Interesting. The Trudes. The next stimulus check finna be this. $600 isn't even close to covering rent, but it's enough to buy a weapon. Well, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because here are some things that you may not know you can do or can't do with your stimulus. If this goes through, then depending on what we get in terms of what's handed out, and it is a handout. I mean, everyone should be prepared for their work to stop. Unfortunately, I have to say that. You should have savings. You should have a year worth of savings. But in any case, what's the monthly average mortgage payment for an individual? In the United States, this is saying it's $1,100. I thought that was low. If you look at some other sources, it says it can be anywhere to $1,500 to $1,700 is the average mortgage in the United States. So again, does $600 even cover half of a mortgage? No. The reality is this stimulus isn't a stimulus. It's not even a Band-Aid. It's an insult. It's insult to injury. What else does your $600 not get you? You can't even buy a good rifle for $600. This says the average price of a reliable rifle is $600 to $1,000. So two of you are going to have to get your stimulus and go in on a good rifle together. Branded and top grade shotguns can be bought for $500 to $800 on average. So you may get lucky finding a good shotty. And then 9mm, you can maybe get a good 9mm for under $600. It says decent. I wouldn't put your life's, I wouldn't put your life on that gun. I would have that gun be your backup's backup. Okay? What else can you not do with your stimulus? Well, some interesting things for the Christmas season, since it's just right around the corner that day, the most important day of the year. Nearly every year since 2009, Americans have spent more and more on holiday gifts and expenses, and last year it peaked. Just over $1,000 was the average American's budget on Christmas things, be it gifts, holiday decorations, items and other expenses, trips out, etc. About $1,000 per person was spent. This year it'll be just under $1,000. And I think it's interesting to worth noting. You can say, well, the stimulus really isn't for anything other than to try to give people a little gift during the holidays. One, it didn't come in time for Christmas, and two, it wouldn't cover half of the average American's Christmas, which is sad to say that $600 in giveaway money that really should be yours already. I mean, the average American has spent for this $600 $2,200. I don't know anyone who would say, hey, there's a machine in the corner where you can put $2,200 in, and then 9 months later of agony, 6 months, $600 comes out. That makes no sense. But the government is trying to trick you into thinking that makes sense. It's a good deal for you. Thank the government for giving you the $600 on the $2,200 you gave them. The French Laundry has been in the news because Gavin Newsom likes to frequent it and take people there and go have parties and such. And they're supposed to be shut down, so it's interesting when you see him with like 17 people inside. But their prices, known to be exorbitant and ridiculous, are affordable with the stimulus, believe it or not. So looking at this is saying the menu prices at the French Laundry are normally about $300 a person. This is the tasting menu, so you have oysters and pearls and wild king salmon royale. You have a bunch of different, really sounds impressive. I mean, these dishes sound good. You have ice cream at the bottom there, some pudding, and just some nice seafood. It looks like some really well prepared and presented food. Although, just be aware here, you can see even with some of the more hearty meals, pierogies and some custards and a potato chiffon. These are all great. I mean, all of these are priced at $300 per item. But if you didn't notice, at the bottom of these screens, it says the price is based on a 9-course meal. So you have to do 9 of these items. You're not going to be able to afford that on your stimulus. Now that I saw that, I'm sorry. It looks like the governor's the only one that can afford that on this stimulus. So, all in all, people are unhappy with the $600. I don't blame them. Having been a person who's paid a ton in taxes in the past, I can appreciate why you would be pissed. The government has shut your business down. They have told you that they will fine you into oblivion or hamstring you in the courts with those fines if you try to operate. So, doesn't matter that it's legal for you to be in your business. If the government comes down through the police and says, well, we're issuing you a fine every day that you're open, we're going to arrest you, we're going to take you to court, make your life a living hell and bleed you dry of your resources, then it doesn't matter that you're legally correct. You don't have money to wage that war, that legal fight. Don't let that happen here. You should be calling your representatives, you should be calling your senators and telling them $600 is nothing. Do not pass this stimulus. It's kind of hard. You can't call the White House, but you can tweet at the president. You can post to the president. You can lobby his supporters. Veto this. Make it right. Do not give people $600 and have the other 80% of stimulus evaporate. You know, the left and the right, both sides are calling this the greatest transfer of wealth in human history that we're aware of. Don't let it happen. Like this video, comment below, let me know what you think. Also share this video, that helps. We're trying to grow this channel. Subscribe if I haven't said that already. Make sure your notifications are turned on, because YouTube's not going to just push this out in your subscriptions, I don't think. We're not big enough to do that. And I haven't seen a huge uptick in views for the number of subscribers that we actually have. So if you can, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then please do everything else that you can do to keep America afloat.